Hey everybody, and welcome to Geek Freaks. This is part 2 of our E3 special. Today we are covering over Ubisoft's presentation and Square Enix presentation, and I'm here with Daniel.
What's
Daniel,
up?
what did you think of these two presentations? Were you excited? Did you have a lot of fun, or were they mediocre at best?
I was excited for them, but I felt like the Ubisoft one kind of bombed. I was happy with the Square Enix for sure. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
pretty much it. I wanted more. I actually expected a lot more out of E3 this year, and
In general, yeah, E3 has seemed to be just it's slowing down. It feels like we have
okay.
these like Nintendo Connects and stuff like that, to where they're giving us this information earlier or just outside of E3, and so yeah, it kind of just has been a little bit of a letdown so far. It's too
Well,
bad.
I think one big thing is like a lot of these companies are trying to do those mobile games. So it's kind of like ruining like our like the hardcore gamers
Yeah,
because we expect all these like console games and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're making this for a phone app, and I don't know, it's been
it's
really
so hard to be excited about that. There's like
yeah.
nothing
I
to
mean,
them.
I understand people love those phone games, but I'm not a big fan of them. So like I said, I've been really disappointed.
Yeah, I feel you. I totally agree with you on that. And then with the lean in streaming, like everybody's leading into that streaming thing,
Yeah.
uh, we're starting to get like less of a console reveal, which this year should be, if you were to like look at past E3s, we should see Sony show up first of all. Sony bring out their console, Microsoft bring out their console, Nintendo maybe brings out a console, and then we're talking for days and like, oh man, are you gonna
Yeah.
get the new PS5? Are you getting Project Scarlet? Like we go back and forth. And now it's just like, well, we didn't get enough about Project Scarlet. PS5, the details have already been pretty much leaked out there of what it's going to be doing. And Nintendo's just bringing us two more Switches that are basically the same thing. So yeah, there's not a lot of heat out there, So
Yeah.
it's been kind of a downer E3.
Yeah,
What the
there's like
heck?
probably like one game we all like are in common on buying now is Halo, and that's it. Everybody else is like,
Yeah,
I might get Jedi, Star Wars, I might get Squeaks wants Doom for some reason,
I'm gonna
I don't
try it
know.
out. Yeah.
I don't know. Kind of disappointed.
That's a good point. Like in the past, we'd see like these games. First off, we used to all meet up at like my house or whatever to watch E3 together,
Yeah.
and then we'd see these games come out. We're like, hey, we're all getting the next Assassin's Creed Unity, right? That looks amazing. It's
Yeah.
multiplayer and it's Assassin's Creed. It's perfect. Or like we'd have like afterwards a list of games come November and December that we were buying, and making sure that we could play together. And at this time, it's like, yeah, we'll probably play Halo together.
Yeah.
But I can't really think of another game that I think we're all agreeing on. Like you said, it's unfortunate.
For sure, Halo. That's gonna be our
Yeah,
like, let's all get together, play for like a month, and then call it.
yeah. Tomorrow we're going to be going over Nintendo and we're going to go over Stadia. Stadia had a conference on the 6th, so we're going to go ahead, and it wasn't really part of E3, but we're going to review it as part of tomorrow's content. Today is Ubisoft and Square Enix, so let's go ahead and get started off on Ubisoft. This will be a short episode, as you guys can probably see by your podcast app, because there was not a lot of stuff going on Ubisoft and Square Enix. Let's start off with Ubisoft. They had the Watch Dogs Legion announcement. That's coming out March 6th, 2020. Now you have played Watch Dogs, right? I know I've barely touched it. Have you played
Yeah, I
them?
played the very first one.
Okay. How did you like it in general?
Cool. It was interesting. Like you don't really see that from other games, but
Okay.
I got bored with it. Like
Okay.
I always get bored with certain games I play, and I just got bored with it. But I heard number two was good. Never gave it a shot.
Yeah. I think I tried playing number one, and then I want to say like 20 minutes in, I'm still like in this like warehouse where I'm trying to like get a camera to do something. And then I'm just like, I could go play Grand Theft Auto 5 again and be much
Exactly.
happier.
Exactly, because I
So
think that time I was actually playing Grand Theft Auto too. So I'm just like, I could be playing something else.
yeah.
But
In this one, though, one of the biggest features is that you're able to like recruit anybody, and you're building up like this resistance, this army resistance to take over London. Uh, do you think that's something that like excites you about this game? Is the fact that you could like add to your numbers?
no, not really. So I feel like it's just a lot more work for the game. I'd just
Yeah,
rather just get through the campaign and move on to a different game.
I see what you're saying. So
That's
you're
why
just
I
about the
feel.
campaign.
Yeah, because like in Metal Gear Solid, it's the same thing. You could like build up your army so people can't attack you, and you could clear missions a lot faster. I didn't even care for that. I just wanted to just get over with the campaign and just see everything and call it. Yeah.
Yeah. See, personally, for me, I think this is one of the reasons I might be coming into Watch Dogs because games that have this ability to like kind of gather your forces and try to like max them out to make the game easier, I tend to gravitate to those. Those are the games I like to really sink time in. And it reminds me of like uh, Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor, when you're able to like recruit armies. I always completely deck them out as full as possible before I even approach the last boss. Um, Assassin's Creed 4, when you had the ship, I remember like as soon as I had access to that ship and they were like, oh yeah, you can go ahead and sail around and complete side missions or continue the story. I was like, nope, the ship needs to be in full gold. I'll be back. And we'll like completely do everything ocean and then come back. So I'm kind of excited about this because I could see me having like, and they were talking about like, oh yeah, you can recruit all old ladies if you want to and just do old lady squad or do whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I want to have like a bunch of policemen in my squad that are like trying to rebel against the system. Like that sounds amazing. I can create my own narrative. So I think that aspect, I'm gonna give this game another shot. I think I'm gonna do it. See, this is a great example of another title that we're like, one of us is gonna get and the other one doesn't care. It's
Yeah, that's
just
true.
E3 this
But
time.
me just being me, I just don't care for certain games. So
No, I know, but that's the thing is like everything seems to be so hot and cold this time around.
yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
yeah. Let's talk about the next one, Gods and Monsters. This is their action adventure game they're coming out with. It's got like this cartoon look. It's a little bit like Breath of the Wild. If you think about that, it has mythical creatures, and we can expect it February 25th, 2020. I like the idea of mythical creatures being in an action RPG. I like the idea of kind of like running around and seeing characters that I recognize from mythology. Would you be interested in playing? So you haven't played Zelda Breath of the Wild, correct?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Is there any kind of action RPG game that sounds like Zelda that you are familiar with?
Action RPG. Probably like Final Fantasy, right? And like Monster Hunter.
Yeah. Maybe Monster Hunter. Yeah, but this seems like it's more cartoony.
Well, Monster
Uh,
Hunter is kind of like there's. Is it Monster Hunter? Yeah, it was like a little cartoonish.
was it? Okay.
Yeah, the one
That's
I'm
one of the
thinking of.
games. It's all my like exbox right now. I haven't even touched it though. But it's the Monster Hunter Worlds, like the new one.
Oh,
I
not
still need to
that
get
one.
into
I'm talking
that.
about a different one.
Okay, like that they had earlier
Yeah,
iterations that were a
yeah.
little more cartoony. Okay, it's worth a shot. It's one of those things where if it comes to a streaming service, here we go. Here comes a segue. Get ready. This is how you announce segues, by the way, is beforehand. If it comes to a streaming service, I might try it out. Speaking of streaming service, we have Ubisoft's new Uplay Plus. It's their streaming service. It's going to be $15 a month, or their library basically. $15 a month. It offers over 100 Ubisoft games and all of their DLCs. It will have the launch of Watch Dogs Legion, and we can expect it September 3rd, 2020. It'll be playable on Google Stadia. So, because they have a huge partnership with Google Stadia, they've
Yeah.
already been pushing out the new Assassin's Creed on that. Would you be interested in trying this out for $15 a month? This Uplay.
No.
Why
No.
is that?
$15 a month. Okay, if it was like $7 a month, yeah. But
Okay,
$15 a month. I already have a Netflix account. I I have Hulu right now.
right.
I'm not paying for Hulu, but I still have Hulu. Oh, I got Apple Pay. No, Apple Music. So
Yeah, yeah,
$15 a month, it is worth it for everybody that's a like a Ubisoft fan that love not a
yeah.
Uplay fan or whatever. Um, but I'd rather just buy the game if I like it, and then yeah, I won't spend that money. What
To
about you?
me, the only way I could see me like really enjoying this is like say the new Assassin's Creed's coming out. See, but that's hard because Assassin's Creed, the two like, I mean no, really, I mean honestly the three. There's three games that they make. Like every game they come with, I have to have in my collection. This is one of the few companies that I just love a lot of their games. So Assassin's Creed, when they come out with the new game, I have to own the game. I want to see it on my shelves. And I know in a streaming world, and I'm a big fan of the new streaming that we're
Mm,
seeing, this is going to become ancient. But I want to see Assassin's Creed on my shelf, right?
yeah,
And like Black Friday, I always catch up on whatever games I don't have yet. And then we have Far Cry's. I want the Far Cry's on my shelf. I want the Division. I don't mind playing like this, but like games like that, I want to be able to have them on my shelf. But say there is like a new Siege game coming out. I'm like, okay, I want to give this a shot, but I don't want to own it. So I'll pay $15 for the 1 month to try it out. And if it's worth it, I'll make the decision to continue for another month or purchase the game. So I like the idea of like jumping in for a month, trying a game out, And if in a month you and me we both could finish a freaking game from Ubisoft, like that's not hard at all. So I think that's if you were a person who's not like committed to collecting the Far Cries, this is a great way to like, hey, every year I spend $15 just to play the newest Far Cry. Like that would be a cool way to do it.
Yeah, like I said, if it was a little bit cheaper, maybe. Because I do
Yeah.
like those Assassin's Creed games, like especially the Ezio storyline one.
Oh,
Uh,
so good.
so amazing. Spending the $15 a month, I don't think I could do it. Honestly,
Yeah.
don't think I could do it. I'm just
Yeah, I
cheap.
think no, I know. It's and there's a lot of other streaming services and other,
There
just
is.
services out there that we have our bank accounts being, sapped by, so it's hard. All right, next up we have a new game called Roller Champions. It's like a roller derby kind of game, and pre-alpha will be a demo for it will be available in a few days on PC. So this game is their attempt to kind of get into that like quick, fast multiplayer games. I'm trying to remember the one I'm trying to think of right now. What's that soccer game that's on in cars? Come on, help me
Um,
out with this.
Rocket League.
Rocket League. Thank you so much. Oh
Yeah.
man, I was not gonna forgive myself. I know that's like probably on my desktop somewhere. But yeah, it's kind of like their version of Rocket League. It's gonna be one of these games that people just hop in and play real quick. When you're watching the stream, that was the one that had like people really cheering the crowds because they know this is just gonna be an outright fun game and it's probably gonna be cheap. Are you gonna give this a shot at all?
I might, depending on the price, but if it's
I would
like,
assume 25.
uh, yeah, oh man. I
Yeah.
must see. I must see reviews. I must see what people like. If people are actually into it, if they're gonna actually like start streaming, people are streaming it. I'll check it out before I decide.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be worth a shot. I'm hoping it gets big. I hope it gets big like Rocket League does, and that's one of those things. Like Joe and I kind of played a lot of that, and so I'm pretty excited about that. Next up, Rainbow Six Quarantine. It's coming to it's the next in Rainbow Six basically. It seems like a horror type edition. It's 3-player tactical player versus enemy co-op game, so it's not PvP. You're against the computer, and it's like these like big monsters, hulking monsters. Did you see the trailer for this yet?
No, I did not actually.
You got to check it out. It's pretty cool. So Rainbow Six, I know a lot of people who um, maybe don't pay attention too much to games, especially past games. Siege has actually gotten way better over time. People are hyped on this. It's gotten really good. So they're going to continue to bring content to it because the numbers have swollen. I've got a lot of friends that have moved on to that game, like after it already came out and been fixed. This is the next one, and I really like the idea that it's a whole nother gameplay within the game you already own. So that's pretty cool. It's like a horror type game. That's pretty neat.
That's awesome. That's
So we go from a horror game into Just Dance is coming to girl. Are you excited for that or what?
Just Dance. Yeah, no, I'm not.
I'm gonna be like
Nah.
knocking on the door. You can't hear me because you got the music blasting. I walk in and you're over there like dancing alongside some sort of mascot because you're a huge Just Dance fan. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I can't dance, so I would not dance for a video game.
Yeah, I didn't care for in the presentation they had like people fully come out and like do a full routine in front of everybody, and it was like you guys are really slowing down the show. I don't care about Just Dance. The kind of people that go to a Ubisoft conference that's not being paid by Ubisoft don't care about this kind of game.
Yeah.
So the people that stream E3 don't care about this kind of game. This is not for us. I don't think so. Anyways, God, if I'm wrong, please let me know on our Twitter account. But yeah, so Just Dance 2020. This is the funny part. Okay, it's coming out for Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Stadia, and the Wii. Can you believe that?
I can
The
see it for
freaking
the
Wii.
Wii. I can see it for the Wii though.
A console that's old. It's like coming out for Xbox 360. That's
Yeah,
nuts.
but you gotta remember this game is more for like when friends get together and want to have fun. Like it's a good
I
drinking
expected
game.
so much more surprise out of you.
It's like it's a drinking game kind of in a way. Like you're with your
Ooh.
homies, you want to drink some beers. Hey, let's get down and listen to some
Okay.
like Phil Collins. You know?
Dude, oh my god. Okay, first, there's so much to unpack there. There's just so much to unpack there. First off, you're hanging out with your homies, so I'm thinking of like a real bro chill out kind of thing. Then you're like, yo, bro, let's dance. And then like you guys dance together. And then the Phil Collins. I know you, and so I know that you are a big Phil Collins fan. For everybody else that just heard that, they're like, wait. Phil Collins? And first off, you're dancing to him? Like, what the
Heck
heck?
yeah. Then also then you got like Joe in a grease shirt and he's like trying
Yeah.
to be grease lightning.
Oh
Something
my
like
god,
that.
so true. Okay, so Just Dance got a lot more attention than I expected. Here we go. Next is a mobile game called Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. I don't care about mobile games, but this one does have like a lot of characters I like from Tom Clancy games. Um, and we did see Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell come into this. Are you Are you gonna try this game out? A mobile game fan at all enough to try this?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Okay.
Nothing. There's like
Yeah.
no reason to. I
I don't.
got
Yeah.
WoW. I like I said, I could just wait, get home, play some video games instead of like having my phone die mid work.
Yeah. Now I do play some mobile games. I like Hearthstone a lot on my mobile. That's usually like I'll be done playing games or watching a movie at night, and then I'll head to bed. And then like while I'm in bed, and I'll put something on to watch. I'll kind of play a couple games of Hearthstone, usually something like that. But that's it. Like I have Hearthstone, so I don't really need another mobile game.
Well,
I've got
I
a
do
buddy
want
that's
to
trying to get me
say
into it. But
like they are doing a great job on these games because I remember back then, when we were younger, these mobile games were like Tetris and stuff like that.
and
Uh,
Snake, remember Snake?
yeah, Solid Snake. That was not Solid Snake. It was Snake.
No, just Snake. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Solid
thinking
Snake.
Solid
Those
Snake.
graphics.
But yeah, I remember that game. And then it was like Angry Birds and stuff like that later on. So like the
Yeah,
graphics they're coming out with these phones are,
yeah. I mean, they're
but
really good. So you
they're
can't.
not gonna
Yeah,
get me hooked. That's
no,
it. They're never gonna get me on.
no,
Unless Final Fantasy X comes out. I don't know. Maybe that.
dude. There are a lot of Final Fantasies for mobile. I don't know
Oh,
if you've seen it on the
yeah,
iOS.
I've seen them. I've seen a
And I
couple.
did play. I just played. Well, not just played. This is a couple years back, actually. Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. I was like, oh, you know what? It's all mobile. Let me just go ahead and get this real quick and try it
Uh,
out. And like, doesn't play well, but the story's all there, and I really enjoyed it, and it was compelling all over again. So if I could get used to controllers, there's something there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, next up, The Division 2. It will be free to play from June 13th to the 16th. They're adding a huge update called DC Outskirts Expedition. We're going to get multiple episodes. Episode 1 coming in July will take you to the National Zoo. Episode 2 will be this fall, and it's going to bring you to the Pentagon. Episode 3, that's going to be going back to New York. That's early 2020, and I'm excited for that because I love the New York setting. That's one of the things that really brought down Division 2 for me. And then there's going to be more little things coming up. We have a Division movie in the works made by David Lynch, and it's coming to Netflix. So I'll admit, I dropped off on Division after our review because I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go any farther on this. I did the review. I wasn't even max level when I did the review. I admitted that. You have done max level. Are you going back for any of this content?
it really depends. If my friends decide to play it, then yes. And if I'm still in WoW, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I can
It's
see.
gonna be
Yeah.
too hard. And I mean, it was a good game. I really wish the content, like the raid, came out sooner. I didn't fall off the game right away, and
Yeah.
then definitely. But right now, I'm just like, it just depends on how everything looks. I mean, I went back to Destiny,
Yeah. Yeah. I remember you going back to Destiny. Yeah.
so we'll see. We'll definitely see.
It's
That's
really
good.
hard. It's really hard because like when we're playing games for a lot of people and especially for us, there's two kinds of games got going on, and usually you have one of each, right? So you have your hardcore game that like, hey, I'm playing my Final Fantasy 14 right now. I mentioned X, will be mentioning it later on as well, and I'm also playing like, I don't know, pick a game, Batman Arkham Asylum or something like that. So you're playing your hardcore game that you kind of log into, and that to me is I like to consider that my bullshitting game. It's the game I'm playing while I'm talking to friends. My Civilization
Mhm.
6s and stuff like that. A game I play consistently for a couple months, but for the most part I'm just communicating on Discord. And then there's my Batman Arkham Asylum, or maybe Transistor or something like that. Those games are more intended for like, I'm just gonna log in, get a little bit more done. Maybe I'm really hooked on it, but it's not like the game. When I'm really hooked on one of those games, I still go back to like make sure I got my world quest done on WoW or something like that. So you have to have two games. So when you have a game like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 14 or The Division, these big MMOs, sweeping games where you're continuously progressing yourself, you can't be stacking them. It's just too much on you, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right, so next up, we see Assassin's Creed Odyssey is getting a story creator mode and discovery tour mode.
Honestly,
Yeah, that's the one where it's like in Greece. It's the newest
yeah.
one. Um, I'm behind on these, and I think I'm just gonna have to skip Unity. I'm trying to get through Unity, and then it takes like half an hour before I'm like, this game is the worst. Why am I trying to finish this? I need to just get onto syndication, finish that one real quick. then get into Origin. Origin's like everybody's like, oh yeah, that's when they got good again. So I need to get into that. But nevertheless, story creator mode, you literally can build your own missions. You have your own dialogue branches and different pathways and stuff like that. And that's all up to you. That's in beta and that's starting today. And then we have discovery tours. It's where you could actually like look around Greece without any enemies. So you could like literally walk around Greece like it was the old days. And it's kind of a neat idea. Is like I'm thinking of Unity actually, a game I just said was terrible, but if that had an exploration mode, that way you could really like take a look at the cathedrals that they built in there and the big buildings and really kind of absorb the hard work that goes into that game. So I think that's pretty cool. That's interesting. The story creator mode, I want to see how that works out. That's huge because that could change how the game's played in the future. If you know, if you like, maybe they would have like back in the Desmond days where they had like the future guy as well. Maybe you could have the future guy, but you're like changing history and like so you're making new missions or something like that.
Oh yeah, that would
Has
be actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. All right, Rainbow Six has the next season is going to be called Operation Phantom Sight. That's coming out tomorrow. For Honor has a limited time event called Shadows of Hitorikuri. Oh boy, that's going to be available this week, and it looks like it's going to have maybe Chinese or Japanese influences. No, it's samurai, so that is Japanese. Aha! I know my things. And then Adventure Time is going to be joining up with Brawlhalla, Jake Finn, and Princess Bubblegum are being added to the game. That's like a fighting game. Think of like a low budget Smash Brothers. So that seems pretty cool. And then we have a very weird update from Ubisoft. There's a new TV show that's working with them, and it's going to be coming to Apple TV Plus. I'm excited because it has Rob McElhenney. He's Mac from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He plays a game dev who's working on a game called Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet. That's actually going to be the name of the show as well. He's working with Charlie Day, his castmate from the other show. And they're working with Ubisoft to make this game. So it seems pretty cool. Would you be interested in seeing a show that's all about like, it's like a comedy, like think of The Office, but set in a game developer world. Would you want to see that?
Yeah, especially I like that show. It's Always Sunny.
Always Sunny. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd actually give it a shot if I'm able to watch it. But you said it's gonna be on Apple TV, correct?
Yeah, Apple TV Plus. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that, so I might have to figure a way to watch that.
That's not even out yet. Once it does come out, I think I'll try it out for a month and then see if it's really worth keeping. But there's, like right now, I'm trying to like get done with all my HBO shows so I can finally cancel that too. So that's one of those things where it's like you just gotta minimize how many things you actually are using at any one time. Last bit, it wasn't last on the presentations, but I want to make sure to mention it last because it was the biggest game to me. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, we got a little bit more information on that. It's going to be coming out October 4th. This is basically like the next Wildlands, if you want to kind of just throw it out there. You'll have AI teammates, just like you do in the current game. They'll be post-launch. And then they have this like Ghost Recon Delta Company that's going to be this like forum site, but it's a very extensive forum site where it's got like community building and stuff like that. Hold on, let me see. The beta for it will be out September 5th for Breakpoint. Now, they had John Bernthal come out. He's going to be the bad guy in this game, dude. That is the one that plays Punisher, or who's in Walking Dead as well. He's going to be the bad guy in this game. He's playing a ghost that's gone rogue. Are you excited for this game? What do you think?
I'm definitely excited for it because Ghost Recon Wildlands was definitely
an amazing game. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for it too. I think it's gonna be really good. This is one of those games where very few games like this. Like, okay, when this game came out, when Wildlands came out, we all were playing it together and stuff like that. And then like there were some missions that were too hard, so you're like, hey guys, let's use your AIs. Like everybody disconnect, get past this mission, and then get back together because the AIs were way more accurate than each other were. But it's one of those games that I could go back to and just like somebody hasn't played it yet. I'm like, yeah, man, let's play it together. I'll join you because then I can get my Paragon rep basically.
Yeah.
But it's a great game, so I'm excited for our next one, and I like when they bring in good actors like this to portray the villains. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's the biggest game at Ubisoft. I'm excited for really. All right, let's move it to Square Enix, and we will start off with the biggest hitter. Okay, we might as well get this out of the way. It's the only game at Square Enix that I was super stoked for. Marvel's Avengers. Just right off the bat, Taguro, what'd you think of this?
Well, I was expecting it when I heard that they were coming with the Avengers game. I thought it was gonna be like an MMO Avengers game, like Justice League, that Justice game. I was thinking that first.
Oh yeah.
Then when I heard Um, that is just like a pretty much story, and you could play with four other people. Uh, I was like, it's gonna be like X-Men. Like, hopefully it doesn't bomb. But the
Yeah.
trailer did look pretty good.
Yeah, the trailer looked good. I like the idea of seeing the classic crew back together doing their thing. They're even gonna have Hank Pym as the Ant Man in this, and it's gonna be where he's shooting the shrink ray, which means he's kind of starting to slip. I love that idea. I'm just happy to see the crew together, and they have fully new guys, fully new crew casting everything. They've done some motion caps, so it looks really well. All the cutscenes. I'm excited for a classic action adventure game where I'm the Avengers. So I trust Square Enix. I think this is going to be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. I actually like how they made a video with their cast and like
Yeah,
showed
they
them,
did.
introduced everybody. Like this is Iron Man, this is him, and it was pretty cool on their part.
Some pretty big voice actors here. Nolan North is playing Tony Stark slash Iron Man. Troy Baker is going to be Bruce Banner. Jeff Shine is Captain America. Travis Willingham is Thor, and Laura Bailey is Black Widow. Those are some pretty. If you guys know game development, those guys have been around. So, voice acting, they've been around. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited for that. And we have a release date of May 15th, 2020 for that one, and
Ooh.
I will be getting that. All right, it's going to be on Stadia, PS4, Xbox One, PC, blah blah blah. Everybody. Okay, Final Fantasy VII Remake. We got a lot of gameplay on this. Did you watch all the gameplay for this?
I have not yet, but I did
Okay.
see it a couple months ago, like little teasers and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
And
this one they actually got the gameplay in, man. It was really nice to actually see
was
like how
it?
combat's gonna work. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait
So,
for the game. Anyways, I'm gonna buy it like right away. They did. I know there was like a comparison from when the game came out and now, and it looks so nice.
yeah. See, I never played the old Final Fantasies. Okay,
Oh,
so
really?
yeah, this is gonna be my actual like introduction to
Oh,
this. Is this Final Fantasy VII? Because everybody I know is like, man, Final Fantasy VII best story in video gaming. So I'm like, okay,
nope.
this is my
That's
chance.
number 10, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
so
the
we have
other
some
Final
range.
Fantasy fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but it'll be cool to see this. I'm excited for it. And one thing I was really happy to see is you could switch between what kind of combat you want. That's my biggie because the first combat that they were showing, I was like, oh my God, this is Kingdom Hearts combat. Well, I'm just pressing. He's like, yeah, every time you press X, he's swinging his sword. So I'm like, okay, so it's a hack and slash, yada, yada, yada. I'm not interested. But then they're showing like you could switch to how you want to do combat to where you could do old school combat as well, where you stop, make your moves, they play out, the other guy makes their move. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do other combat. Like that's
Oh,
great.
that's
What
awesome.
kind of yeah, right? What kind of combat are you more excited about?
I I don't even know now. Like
Yeah, exactly. I love that. Yeah.
that's
You could
that's actually kind of exciting. Like I want to see this. I need to actually look at the trailer.
yeah, it was the first thing. So I know that you kind of caught it like midway through, but that was like the first thing that they showed off, and it was exciting. I'm pretty pumped for this. So I wasn't before, but then that little tidbit where you could switch between combats, because the only part I played other JRPGs and stuff like that have the turn-based combat, and I really liked them. So this is my chance to get into that. I'm excited for that. Speaking of Final Fantasy, we have a remastered Final Fantasy VIII. Did you play Final Fantasy VIII
Yes, I
before?
did, and I'm actually excited when I seen that. I was like,
Okay.
oh, the card game, because there's actually a card game
Oh
in
my
it.
god. Such a small part to be excited about.
That was a fun game, just like in
Yeah, but
Final Fantasy 10.
there was a little mini game in Old Republic I remember playing a lot. But yeah. So this was coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. That'll be through Steam. It's not as upgraded as Final Fantasy VII, of course. This is just a quick remaster, not a remake.
Yeah,
But, I think that this is something that Final Fantasy could easily do. They have a huge library that everybody's excited for. They make quality games. It's worth remaking. So, they're going to make all the money in the world on this.
yeah,
That'd be pretty
definitely.
good. Next is Dying Light 2. We got a new trailer for that, and it's like the parkour zombie game we talked about yesterday, but they showed it off there as well. You guys could expect that spring 2020. We talked about it quite a bit in the last episode, so
Yeah.
check that out. We have Outriders. This one is a whole new IP. It's an action shooter, kind of a co-op support thing. It has PS4, Xbox One, PC. It's coming out summer 2020. I like the idea of this game. This like action adventure game. It looks clean. It looks really well. I like the idea of this Western style game with Square Enix effort into it. That's what we need to see. We need to see more out of Square Enix tailored for the Western gameplay for that company to grow. And it's a great company. I want that company to grow. So this is a really good attempt at that. Like this is if you throw in like Tom Clancy in front of this or something like that, it looks like that good a quality of a shooter.
Yeah.
So I know they're gonna make a tight shooting game. So that's cool. The Last Remnant is getting remastered. It's coming to Nintendo Switch, and it'll be on the eShop tonight, guys. So the recording is coming tonight, so it was on the eShop last night, guys. If you guys are listening to this right away, have you played The Last Remnant?
No, I have not.
Okay, I think I did play this one back in the day. So when I was watching, I'm like, I think I rented this from Blockbuster, But yeah, I think I played it. Then we have Dragon Quest Builders 2, and it's the you have a companion this whole time that's helping you battle, and he has like amnesia. They kept bringing up the amnesia, so I'm like, okay, so he's gonna be the villain or something like that. It's gonna be releasing on all the major things. It'll be on. I'm sorry, it'll be releasing on PS4. My bad. On July 12th, but the demo will be available on the PSN on June 27th. It felt like a Minecraft, but with like a lot more going on with it in a weird angle. Maybe like a Maple story, you know. Would you give that a shot? Have you played Dragon Quest at all?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Will I give it a shot? Probably not, honestly.
Yeah. And then we have Dragon Quest XI, the Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition coming for Nintendo Switch. That should be cool. And then we have Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles being remastered. A lot of remasters, but I mean, this is Square Enix. What do you expect at this point?
Yeah.
Coming for PS4, Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android. And features online multiplayer. And then the Square Enix Collective, they were talking about this Square Enix Collective they have, and it's kind of like their support for indie gamers. They have this new racing game coming out, Circuit Superstars. I really like indie games, and they're pushing this Battalion 1944 more. Is there any indie games out right now that you've been playing, or you got to support? Is there any indie games you're into right now?
Indie games? No.
Yeah.
There's really nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, man. Right now I'm just stuck on it. WoW and never got into those indie games. I know there's a lot of fans, and I feel like I don't want to waste my money on them.
Well, there's a lot of times you can find indie games for free. Like right now, it's funny that you mentioned the money thing. The two that I'm playing is The Witness and Transistor. Both were free from Epic Store, so I'll definitely play them when they're free. It's a good way to kind of share your story. I've got Doki Doki. I got to play that too. Some friends are like, oh yeah, trust me, the end's crazy. So I'm going to get there. Don't spoil it for me, guys. I'll figure it out. I'm right now. Anyways, it's whole crazy. Anyways. But yeah, anyways, a really good way for more creative stories to get out there because they don't have to go through so many like PR people that are like, oh no, you can't show this crazy murder scene because it won't play well with the bigger audience. We can't sell as many games. Well, indie companies are all like, we're just going to show something creative that may be unique, like a story about World War One, like we had before, or something like that. Something that normally wouldn't sell too well, but it doesn't matter because the person's just trying to tell a story. And I think it's something that I'm probably going to be doing pretty soon is creating indie games. So, because I'm really starting to find it as a really cool narrative place. So I think, yeah, it's good to see Square Enix push these. And I know Xbox has been big on it, so I think it's a really good thing altogether. Next up is Kingdom Hearts Remind. It's a DLC coming to Kingdom Hearts that's going to be expanding on the like main storyline for Kingdom Hearts. It'll be released this winter. If you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, I hope you enjoy this. I just couldn't stand the game.
Yeah, you didn't even finish it, did you?
No, so I had one more world to go to. I was actually playing through the last world. I saved the Pirates of the Caribbean one because I was like, I'm probably gonna like this one the best. I really like pirate stuff. And so I was on that, and then I'm texting Squeaks like, hey man, I'm on the last world. I can't wait till I'm done with this thing. Then I could just like return it to GameStop. I'm gonna sell it to GameStop, make some money out of this. I'm not even gonna put it in my collection. And I've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts for years, right? Just like everybody else.
Yeah.
He tells me like, no man, there's a whole main story after that. I'm like, nope, okay. So I literally took it out of my Xbox, hopped to my car, brought it back to GameStop like $25. Didn't even finish the game. Didn't finish the level I was on or anything. When I got home, deleted it off my Xbox. It was like, okay, time for some Red Dead. I'm not playing that.
Hey, man.
Yeah, so have you played it all yet?
No, I haven't, but I did buy the collector's edition, and I am planning on playing it.
I think you might like it better than I do because you're really big into animes, and a lot of what they're doing is kind of leaning on the anime tropes, and so I think you might like it more than I.
Mm.
Um, you got to try it out and let me know. You could do that and WoW at the same time. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to set it up on my uh second monitor or something.
Yeah, actually, at first I was playing it on my second monitor while I was doing auction house, so that is very true. You can do that. Last bit of news. Speaking of games that take up all your time, Final Fantasy XIV has a new expansion called Shadowbringers coming out. It'll be out July 2nd. It looks pretty awesome. I have never been very good at Final Fantasy XIV, but you, of all of our friends, actually have played some fair amount of time on this. What do you think about it? Bringing a new expansion, or Final Fantasy XIV in general? How did you like that game?
All right. Well, I first off, I seen the trailer that they posted.
Mm-hmm.
Looked
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Like it makes me want to play again.
Yeah,
I actually enjoyed the game. It was a lot of fun, you know. Uh you do pay $15 a month, but I mean, definitely worth it, especially like the community in these MMOs and
that's what it's
just
all about. Is community.
all
Yeah.
the stuff you have to do, just collecting and doing dungeons with your friends and all that. And
Right.
it was a great game. My issue was I didn't have any friends on it, so I fell off it.
Yeah. Sorry.
But
I
if
think I
I
got level
had,
7.
yeah, if I didn't have any friends that were playing WoW, I'd definitely be playing it right now. And especially that trailer looked amazing. It made me
It
want to
really
play it.
did.
And I actually follow like a couple streamers, and all they do is play Final Fantasy, that MMO. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
so I still get to watch people play Final Fantasy. It's a great game. Everybody should try it. But
Yeah.
I started in WoW, and it's always hard to go to a different MMO when you played WoW.
Yeah. 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 That's one thing. Like we tried out. Me and Derek tried out Black Desert, and then we're like, while we're playing it, we're like, we might as well be playing WoW right now. Like, whenever you're playing another MMO, you always compare it
Hmm.
to the MMO that you spent the most time with, and for all of us, that's World of Warcraft. And so, yeah, that's one of those things where when I'm playing that game, it's like, yeah, that just reminds me of World of Warcraft. I might as well go play that then.
Yeah,
Um,
if
yeah,
I lost my account to WoW and never was like I wasn't able to ever get it back, I'd be like done. Like WoW's done to me, you know.
yeah, I don't, that's something we joke around about or talk about. Like, my brother's always like, I know how to fix this. I could just delete your tunes. I'm like, well, then I'll never
Yeah.
talk to you again. But it's just funny how it's like, if you deleted all your characters, which are really emblems of how much time you spend, you really become quite loyal to characters. I have a warrior that I've played, for what I played him for like 12 years, and then I moved on to a hunter. But my warrior is still like the dad, like he was the granddad of my group, of all my
Mm.
alts, and then now my hunter's the new buck in town. Like, you have kind of these, like, I'm not gonna get into the whole backstory stuff. I know we talked about it in the past, but you have like some loyalty to these characters, and so you almost wonder if it's the characters that you have loyalty to that's always bringing you back, or if it's the MMO itself. And I think, of course, a lot of it is the people you're playing with, because every time I log back in after like a 6 month drought, I get back into WoW. There's Soli or Derek or Zark or something like that. It's like, hey, what's up, Taff? And then we start talking again. I'm like, man, these are some old friends I'm getting to see again. So that's exciting. I don't know. Do you think it's your relationship with your characters, or is it the game itself that always brings you back to WoW?
Characters, my characters I made, and the just story of WoW, and just meeting all my friends, meeting all these people from like San Diego, France, you know, all those.
Yeah, it's in the future. In the next couple weeks, we'll be doing an episode about game addiction, because it's becoming this like World Health Organization is actually going to make it a disease. Yada yada yada. But that's one thing we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about pros and cons, and some of the pros is like, if you look at first you and me, actually, our friendship would never be as strong as it is now if it wasn't for World of Warcraft,
Definitely.
because you were the friend of my brothers, and then now you and me are friends. And it's the same thing for Joe. Like, Joe was a friend of a cousin. Like, me and Joe, he says we met one time, and I can't remember. Don't tell Joe I said that, but I cannot remember him me meeting before. And now, like, we're texting each other stupid emojis and stuff all day.
Yeah.
And every time Bohemian Rhapsody comes on the radio, we gotta shoot a video of it and send it to each other. That's the kind of thing that, like, World of Warcraft created that. our friend Tabby that lives up in Washington, like we get updates on her baby and upcoming baby and stuff like that. That's a spoiler alert. Sorry guys, but it was, and it's like, oh, that's exciting and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess everybody else is like, oh, that's Facebook. But I'm talking like, first off, I don't care about Facebook. If you guys are a fan of us on Facebook, you understand that. You see that I don't post enough there. But yeah, so it's these relationships that you create, and that's our meeting place. That's our hub. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, that's how these MMOs work, and that's how a lot of video games work. That's why E3 is important. I'm bringing it around to E3 again. See, I did that. And I got to stop calling my shots. But yeah, so video games are community builders for a lot of people, and they're storytellers for others. So that's why it's exciting for these different conferences and stuff like that. And tomorrow we'll be going over Nintendo's the big dogs. We'll also be talking about Stadia, and I haven't watched yet, but there is a like video game one that came out that has all kinds of indie games there. So we'll check that out, see if there's anything worth mentioning, and anything else we see from E3. So we have an episode coming out tomorrow. Squeaks is in on that one. Is there anything else you wanted to mention before we head out?
Well, I want to ask you something. What company has nailed it for E3 so far?
Okay, so it's hard because so first off, nobody has really, right?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I would say Xbox, but they're like the console company, so it's really hard. They have like an unfair advantage. Of the other games, I would have to say I would have to say Ubisoft, but just barely, man. Yeah, because of Breakpoint. Like I'm excited for Breakpoint. I think that's the only one that might have won it. What do you think?
I think I'm not really. I would say Square Enix, honestly.
Yeah.
With all their content that they came out with, and like their remake, a lot of them were remakes, but I mean they still made them good. And even the MMO, and I think Square Enix is doing really well right now for E3.
Yeah, they definitely had a strong showing. It was a good presentation. Yeah, they did a really good job. It was just content after content, which was nice to see.
Yeah,
a lot of remakes, but like you said, like we're in an age now of nostalgia. I mean, like everything's coming back. They had a healthy mix of both. I'm excited for that. I would like to see more remakes from other games as well.
What's the company for Fallout?
Bethesda.
Like their whole preview was just like, hey, we're sorry about Fallout. We're sorry about this. Here you go. Yeah. Here you go. I was like disappointed about that. That's why I like what. So far, I've only really liked Square Enix. Like out of all their games that they announced, today, it's definitely it.
It was special to you too, and I think for a lot of people, there's certain people that are fans of certain companies, and so they have a bias on there that's not bad. You're loyal to a company, and then they deliver news to you. You're going to be happy about it more than others, probably. So I think that's cool. You know, like you're a fan of Square Enix, so these remakes are more important to you than others. And that's true for everybody. Like we all are excited for BlizzCon. We keep bringing it back to Blizzard, but you know,
but I'm a big fan of Ubisoft. I'm a big fan of ODS 343 or whatever. But or you know, and I just feel like they just failed. Honestly, like I feel like they didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
but just me.
It's been such a hot and cold E3 this time.
Oh, it has been. That's why I said like this has just been disappointing.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us today. We ended up hitting that 45-minute mark. I thought we were gonna be real short, but we ended up finding a way, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys tomorrow with Nintendo and Stadia and whatever else you can find. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you guys later.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the Geek Freaks podcast. You can find us on Twitter at GeekFreaksPod. We're also on Facebook, Instagram. You can email us. We have our Patreon and a store. All those links are in the description. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week.